Well, hello out there in internet land, and welcome back to another Market Value Monday, where I give you the numbers in a less than boring fashion. You know, real estate numbers. And speaking of boring, how's it going out there in lockdown? Longing to speak to someone other than your family members and the four walls that you are living in? Are you saying I'm boring? I never said that. Really? You know, most people find me quite entertaining. Listen, please, leave me alone and just go answer some emails. Do something productive. But most people think statistics, that's boring. Just saying. Carry on. Welcome to 772 Living with Lisa. Well, hello, and welcome back to Market Value Monday. I know you've been waiting for another episode. And since we're all in lockdown, I thought, why not? Let's talk about what's been happening in the real estate market. I know you're excited, so let's dive right on in. Well, you know, right now everybody's speculating on what's happening in the real estate market and the market in general, and when we will get back on track. That includes myself too. Yes. Over the last 3 weeks, I have been on tons of webinars, conference calls, reading all kinds of, reports. And as it seems, things are starting to turn a little bit in a positive direction, which is good. Now, every area in the country pretty much is in a different situation. Some areas have been affected by this virus more heavily than others. For instance, New York. But based upon all the reading that I've done and the conference calls that I've been involved in, because the National Association of Realtors, they put their economists on the line, Florida looks to be on track to recover at a pretty fast clip. Now, inventory is down a bit, and when you have a lighter amount of inventory, it does keep prices up. And in the current environment we're in, I don't see really price increases, but I do see, at least in the Florida market, prices staying steady. I've even managed to get someone under contract virtually during this COVID-19 epidemic. Literally showed the property via video, all the documents were signed digitally, and the closing will be a mail away. So, we are still selling real estate. And what I thought I might do is go over January numbers and February numbers. And the big thing is going to be when I get to see March numbers. Now, March numbers are not out yet, but I want to see if we together can see an actual trend of what's happening. Pricing, number of sales, and the amount of inventory that we have in the market. So I'm going to be talking about real estate numbers for the Treasure Coast, and the MSA is Martin County and St. Lucie County. So these numbers are combined. In previous videos that I've done, I've broken down Martin County and St. Lucie County separately. In this video, I'm going to compile them together as one market. That is the market that I sell in. Then I'll give you some information about the Florida market itself. So in January, number of sales were 491 closed sales. And if you look at February, we sold more homes, 536 homes. Both of them were greater than in 2019, meaning the 491, it was actually 23% more than in January of 2019, and the 536, that was 2% higher. than February of 2019. So the trend is we're selling more units. You know, closed sales is the simplest way to get an indicator as to what's happening in the market. The median price, and that's normally what we look at, was $249,900 in January, and it went up in February to $257,500. Also another positive trend. Sellers got, in January, 96% of their list price. In February, they got 96.3% of their list price. Again, another upward trend. Now, if you look at the entire state of Florida, they got 96.8% of their list price. We're pretty much on target with what the rest of the state is getting, maybe just a hair lower. Medium time to contract, 46 days in January and 52 days in February. Now, inventory for January was 4.1 months. It was 4 months even in February. Now, the benchmark for a balanced inventory is 5.5 months. That's where it neither benefits the buyer or seller. It's considered balanced. If you look at the state of Florida, however, in February, we only have 3.3 months of inventory in the state of Florida. So here in my area, we have 4 months, just a little bit more. But it's not like we have a huge supply of homes right now. So you know the old adage, supply and demand does drive the market. Possibility we will go into a 3.5 month amount in March. So when you are below 5.5 months of inventory, you are in a seller's market. And that's when you see prices steadily rise. Once you get beyond that, 5.5 months, 6 months, you get 7 months of inventory, now you're in a buyer's market. And that is when, prices start to fall. I don't really see this incident, at least at the moment, causing that to happen. I think there will be less inventory. Prices will maintain their current position where they have been pretty much. And I do think the inventory is going to get lower until we get out of this situation. We may have lighter inventory for the next 90 days. And then once we get beyond that and sellers feel more comfortable about people being in their home and people feel more comfortable about going into their homes, I think at that time you're going to see an increase in inventory. Now, out of all the sales that we have, a lot of times people like to look at how many of those homes were paid for in cash. And cash is a very good indicator of how many investors are participating in the market. So in January, we had 28.5% cash sales. It dropped quite a bit in February to only 7.5%. More people were utilizing financing. I think that's because we got a rate cut and possibly less speculation in the market. I will be really curious to see what happens in March with those cash numbers, as well as the number of homes that hit the market and how many sales we had. Are you a numbers nerd? Would you like a copy of one of these reports? I can give you a very detailed market report about the whole area here in general, state of Florida, or if you would like to really drill down into a specific city like Stuart, Jensen Beach, Port St. Lucie, Hobe Sound, wherever it might be, I can create a report specifically just for that area, and I would be more than happy to send it to you. Why, you say? Because I'm stuck at home and I have nothing else to do but look at reports. And I can quit talking to myself. Now, I hope everyone is relishing this time they have at home, possibly taking care of all those chores and projects that you have had on the back burner for years. You know, I don't have time is no longer a valid excuse. And you know my routine. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I will always put up another video up here in the corner for you to watch. I've got a great video on buying a vacation property that you should watch. I'll pop it up there for you. If you haven't already done so, consider subscribing to my channel. I like to make creative content about lifestyle here in Florida, neighborhoods of course, 55 plus communities, and obviously market statistics. I don't do too much of it because I don't want to bore you. I'm Lisa Ammons with 772 Living. I want to thank you for stopping by. Please stay safe, stay healthy, and thank you for watching. So, are you done boring the crap out of them now? I told you to answer those emails.